Alright, y'all, I got another one for you today. We got a very, how can I put it? A American black woman here with a face only a father could love has a lot to say about passport bros. This is courtesy of, what's his name? I think it's Bountyville. Yeah, Bountyville. Shout out to him. Appreciate the video, bro. Also, make sure y'all check out his channel. I will put a link to this video down below. Make sure you check out his channel and also subscribe. This is fair use. Let's get it. Let's hear what this individual here has to say.
Men saying that they're going to get them a woman from another country. They're going to get them a foreign woman because she's more submissive. She'll do whatever he says and she'll, all those other things. Let's talk about that. I've heard a lot of American women say, well, it doesn't matter to us, it doesn't affect us, and it does. A lot of these men are going overseas, getting women to bring them back here who have no U.S. citizenship.
Okay, that's not necessarily true from what I've heard. A lot of guys who do go looking for long-term partners overseas, they, in most cases, stay over there because they don't want to bring their foreign woman back here to the United States to where she'll be programmed with the same BS they've been trying to get away from. Because as men, we're more logical creatures. This makes the most sense for most of us. Now, in some cases, I've heard where they bring the foreign woman back here and it still works out. They have nothing to worry about. But for the most part, the guy, an American man who leaves and adapts to the culture in other countries, a lot of times they don't even want to come back to the United States.
Keep in mind this, they may have lots of money over in their country, but when you bring that lots of money that they have from there to here, that's not any money. On top of that, many of these countries do not have any type of women's rights. So can you just imagine?
Yeah, we're not thinking about that shit. Most guys who have traveled overseas, from everything I've been watching for pretty much all this whole year plus, about guys who leave to go get wives overseas, they're not thinking about this crap this woman's talking about here, because the American woman in 2022 and beyond has become anything but wife material. We've heard story after story after story of guys getting screwed over in family court. The woman takes the kids away, but the man still has to pay to see his kids, while the woman gets to be with a new man who gets to see the kids for free. It's just one big mess, and men are just checking out because they just had enough. American men have had enough.
And these men going to a foreign country to get a foreign woman where she's in her country, and let's just say healthcare and dental, all those things are free, or the cost of living is a lot lower than it is here, and her packing everything up and coming over here to this country where things are a lot more expensive. Not only that, she doesn't have women's rights in this country. Why? Because she's not a U.S. citizen. So now she's at the mercy of this man, and she has no family over here. She has no
Maybe she's with the guy because she actually wants to be with him.
friends. She hasn't established, or she hasn't built anything. This is what these men are doing.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong, ma'am. You just destroyed your own argument. The thing is, men are not planning to take these women back. That is the rule, not to bring them back. Why would we bring them back to be tainted and westernized and turn into the women that we don't want? Why would we make feminine women turn into masculine boss babes? That's silly. And this proves to me, and it proves to all the men on all the platforms, all the passport bros, that women do not know what is going on. They do not understand or know men, and the most important thing, they do not understand or know what men want.
All day, because they come up on TikTok. Most of these are TikTok videos and maybe some Instagram reels, maybe Facebook reels, who knows. But for the most part, they'll come up on here. Most of them probably have never left the country themselves. Some may have, and their experience overseas is going to be much different from most American men anyway. They'll get up here talking all this bitch babble. Yada, 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 yada. It's like because the more of these I've watched, let me tell you something. It's like most of these chicks don't know what they're talking about. And a lot of these guys who use the same talking points, they're just as dumb. They're just as dumb. And you can't take these people seriously because they're really trying to do their best to shame men who are fed up with how it is here in Western society and deciding to go elsewhere. It's like, because they know if the majority of men decide to up and leave and they're stuck with these simps who worship the ground they walk on, they're like, man, we don't want this. It's like it's too late because like these American women they keep pushing the men away by years of saying, oh, we don't need a man, we don't need this, we don't need this from y'all, we don't need that. They still need your money. Don't get it twisted. They still need your money.
This is why they're in confusion. This is why they're making things up and they're projecting it onto the masses, and it's incorrect.
They are subjecting women to the same abuse that they are subjecting us to. But because they can no longer control us, now they're going to other countries where these women, when they come here, they won't have anything. They will be completely and utterly and solely dependent on that man.
Okay, well, here's what she has wrong. Like, men do not want to quote unquote control women. We just want a man to understand her role in the relationship, which means she follows, the man leads. And if she's not content with that, hey, she can go be by herself. She can go do her own thing. But just don't complain when you're alone, 40 something, and stuck being a pet mom. It's like, if this is what you wanted, stand on it.
In America, we are the foundation for everything that goes on in the world, including women's rights. And many of these women won't tell you that for fear of being hurt.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
Now, there are some of these women who are extremely poor, and so even a little bit of money that this man has, when he goes over to another country, he will.
I've heard this before. Oh, they're only going to get poor women. Like, no, women. Look, if you watch, look, there's plenty of evidence of this. There are women in other countries that may not have as much money as the United States. These women have jobs that they can be. Women in other countries that are doctors and lawyers that are watching these videos of people going to Thailand and Colombia and things like that. You realize a lot of these other countries, they have running water just like the United States. They have electricity like the United States, Wi-Fi. They have doctors, lawyers, police officers, things like that, like they would in the United States. Now, they may not have as much money. The infrastructure may not be as good as the United States. But at the end of the day, it's not like everybody in these foreign countries is living in huts and just jungles in the middle of nowhere where they have barely any money coming in. They can barely eat. They can barely shower. They can barely, keep up with their personal hygiene. I've heard all types of BS. And once you hear more and more of it, that's what you'll realize. It's all a bunch of bullshit, y'all. And it's really, I know, because once I finally get my passport, once I decide to get up out of here, I know it's going to really open my eyes to even more than what I already know now. And it's so crazy how the hate is continuing to grow. It is really, like Austin Holloman said, it is really that bad, y'all. It's really getting that bad. But anyways, I'm going to leave it right here. And I'm going to leave a link to this video in the description box down below if you want to watch the rest of it. Huge shout out to Bountyville, for providing us with his commentary on this. Make sure you go check his channel out. Make sure you check my channel out. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Help me reach my goal of 100 subs. Also, give this video a like. I really appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm. Comment down below what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let's talk about it down below. And I'll holler at y'all in the next one.